Imagine standing in the grand halls of ancient Rome, where a philosopher king, Marcus Aurelius, sat amidst the chaos of war, betrayal, and uncertainty. His empire stretched across vast lands, yet his greatest battles were not fought with swords, but within his own mind. Each night, under the flickering glow of oil lamps, he wrote in his private journal, not as an emperor, but as a man striving to tame his own thoughts. He understood what many of us struggle with today: the restless mind, the endless what-ifs, the weight of overthinking. Overthinking is not a modern affliction. It is as old as human thought itself. It is the voice that replays a conversation long after it's ended, the shadow of doubt before we take a step forward, the invisible weight that keeps us stuck in the past or lost in the future. It disguises itself as preparation, but more often it is paralysis. The mind, left unchecked, can be our greatest adversary. But what if we could reclaim control? What if we could train ourselves to silence the noise, to master our thoughts instead of being mastered by them? Stoicism, the philosophy of warriors, emperors, and scholars, offers us timeless tools to do just that. It is not a theory. It is a practice, a way of life. It teaches us how to navigate the storm without being carried away by the winds. And today we will explore 10 powerful Stoic strategies that will help you break free from the cycle of overthinking and reclaim your peace of mind. If you have ever felt trapped inside your own thoughts, let this be the moment you step out. Let's begin. We have far less control over the world than we like to believe. The storm will rage whether we want it to or not. People will misunderstand us, opportunities will slip away, and the future will remain uncertain no matter how much we try to predict it. But in this vast and uncontrollable world, there is one domain where our power is absolute: our own mind. Marcus Aurelius, a man who commanded legions yet struggled with his own doubts, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And that is where our true battle lies, not in controlling the world, but in mastering ourselves. We live in an age where distraction and anxiety are sold to us at every turn. A single notification can derail our thoughts. A careless comment can make us question ourselves for days. We replay conversations, rewrite scenarios, and exhaust ourselves in a cycle of imagined disasters. We willingly hand over the reins of our mind to fleeting worries and illusions. But what if instead we trained ourselves to be still, to see thoughts for what they are, passing clouds, not unshakable truths? Epictetus, born into slavery yet freer than most, once said, "Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems." When we overthink, we fight shadows, not reality. The mind is our last sanctuary, but only if we take back control. If we do not rule it, something else will. There is a voice in our minds that never seems to quiet. It questions, it doubts, it replays the past and obsesses over the future. It creeps in like an uninvited guest, whispering fears, second-guessing our choices, making us prisoners of our own thoughts. But we must understand, this voice is not who we are. Overthinking is an intruder, not our identity. Seneca once warned, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." How often have we tormented ourselves with problems that never even come to pass? How much of our energy has been wasted battling illusions of failure, rejection, or disaster, only to realize later that reality was never as cruel as we feared? The mind manufactures its own storms, but we do not have to be swept away by them. In today's world, we wear our anxieties like badges, as if overthinking proves that we care, that we are responsible, that we are doing enough. But this is a lie. The weight of overthinking does not make us wiser, it only makes us tired. True clarity comes not from drowning in thought, but from stepping back, from seeing thoughts as passing visitors, not permanent residents. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. and this you have the power to revoke at any moment, said Marcus Aurelius. Overthinking is not us, it is only a habit, and like any habit, it can be broken. We live in two worlds, the world of now and the world of our minds. One is real, unfolding moment by moment, filled with sights, sounds, and opportunities. The other is a labyrinth of endless analysis, regrets of the past, and fears of a future that has not yet arrived. Too often we abandon reality for illusion, allowing our energy to be drained by what-ifs and should-haves. But life does not wait for us to finish thinking. It moves, with or without us. Epictetus once said, "Do not seek to have events happen as you want them to, but instead, want them to happen as they do happen, and your life will go well." The present moment is not flawed, it is simply what is. We suffer because we resist it, because we wish it were different, because we let our minds wander into places we cannot control. But control has never existed in the past or future, it has only ever belonged to now. In today's world, distractions and anxieties pull us in every direction. We worry about what others think, about success, about a life that always seems just out of reach. But the future is built in the present. What we do now, the actions we take, the focus we give, this is the foundation of everything that will come. The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately, wrote Seneca. Overthinking keeps us frozen. Presence sets us free. We hold on too tightly to expectations, to control, to the weight of things that no longer serve us. We grip so hard that our hands bleed, yet we refuse to loosen our grasp. We convince ourselves that if we just think hard enough, worry long enough, or replay the past one more time, we can shape the world to our will. But the more we cling, the heavier it all becomes. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Yet we do the opposite. We try to command what is beyond us while neglecting what is within. The past cannot be rewritten, yet we let it haunt us. The future remains uncertain, yet we let it paralyze us. We suffer not because life is cruel, but because we resist what already is. In a world obsessed with control, tracking every outcome, planning every step, fearing every mistake, letting go feels unnatural. But it is not weakness, it is liberation. To let go is to reclaim our energy from what is lost and redirect it to what still remains. It is to walk away from the prison of overthinking and step into the clarity of the present. Seneca reminded us, "He suffers more than necessary who suffers before it is necessary." We do not have to bear the weight of what is not ours to carry, we need only release it. Epictetus warned us, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." But we do the opposite. We worry about other people's opinions, events we cannot change, and futures we cannot predict. The weight of the uncontrollable crushes us, not because it is heavy, but because we choose to carry it. In the modern world, we live under the illusion that everything is within reach, that if we just try hard enough, we can secure every outcome. But we are not gods. The markets will rise and fall, people will come and go, plans will crumble, and that is how it has always been. What we do control is our response, our effort, our mindset. That is where our power lives. Seneca wrote, "Fate leads the willing, but drags the unwilling." We can either move with life or be dragged by it. The choice is ours. Our minds are restless, tangled in a web of worries that stretch across past mistakes and future uncertainties. We carry the weight of everything at once, as if by holding on to every fear we might somehow prevent disaster. But this chaos is an illusion, a self-imposed suffering. We do not need to solve every problem at once. We only need to face what is in front of us. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "Don't let your imagination be crushed by life as a whole." Don't try to picture everything bad that could possibly happen. Stick with the situation at hand. Yet, we do the opposite. We let small worries bleed into every aspect of our day, turning minor concerns into insurmountable burdens. A missed deadline becomes a ruined career. A moment of awkwardness becomes proof that we are unworthy. Our minds spiral because we refuse to separate one worry from the next. In the modern world, distractions are constant, and so is our tendency to ruminate. But clarity comes when we break the storm into single raindrops. We ask ourselves, is this something that needs my attention now? Can this wait? Does this even deserve my energy? By assigning worries their proper place, we free our minds from drowning in an ocean of unnecessary fear. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Let us stop living in an imagined storm and start walking with steady steps through what is real. We stand frozen at the edge of our own lives, lost in a cycle of endless thought. We analyze, predict, and hesitate, convincing ourselves that if we think just a little longer, we will find certainty. But certainty is a ghost, a mirage that vanishes the moment we reach for it. The truth is simple. No amount of thinking will replace action. Epictetus warned us, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Yet we do the opposite. We dwell on ideas, plan for perfection, and wait for the right moment that never comes. In modern life, we overanalyze every decision, delaying our work, our passions, even our relationships, because we fear making a mistake. But hesitation is the only true failure. Action, no matter how imperfect, moves us forward. We break the loop when we step into the unknown. The mind resists, whispering 1,000 what-ifs, but action silences the noise. Want clarity? Start moving. Want confidence? Do the difficult thing. The longer we stay trapped in thought, the more we feed our own paralysis. The body must teach the mind that we are capable. Seneca reminds us, it is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. Thought without action is a prison of our own making. We must walk forward, even in darkness. The path reveals itself only to those who move. We have grown soft in our pursuit of comfort, mistaking ease for peace and convenience for strength. Yet true resilience is forged in discomfort, not in the absence of it. When we shield ourselves from hardship, we do not escape suffering, we only delay it, making ourselves weaker when it finally arrives. The mind, like the body, atrophies when left unchallenged. If we wish to master ourselves, we must step willingly into discomfort before life forces it upon us. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And yet we spend our days seeking warmth, avoiding struggle, building walls around ourselves in fear of pain. But strength is not found behind walls. It is found on the battlefield of daily life. The cold shower, the early morning rise, the difficult conversation we wish to avoid, these are the moments that forge us. Small acts of voluntary discomfort train the mind to endure, to see hardship not as suffering, but as fuel. Today's world sells us comfort at every turn. Instant gratification, endless distractions, the illusion that we should never feel discomfort. But when real adversity strikes, how many of us will stand unshaken? Seneca warned, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." We must not wait for hardship to find us. We must seek it, embrace it, and let it sharpen us. Only then will we know that we are truly unbreakable. We live as if time is infinite, as if we have the luxury to waste our days lost in worries that will mean nothing in the end. But time is slipping through our fingers like sand, indifferent to our fears, unmoved by our hesitation. Memento mori, remember that you must die, not to induce fear, but to awaken us to the urgency of life. Seneca warned, "You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire." We fear the smallest inconveniences as if they are disasters, yet we delay our dreams as if we will live forever. We drown in overthinking, obsess over trivial matters, and let the weight of imagined problems crush the moments we have right now. But when we zoom out, when we see ourselves as fleeting sparks in the vastness of time, what remains? Does the opinion of a stranger, the missed opportunity, the hesitation to act, do these things hold any true significance? Modern life deceives us into believing that the future is promised. It is not. We chase artificial goals, accumulate distractions, and allow ourselves to be consumed by anxieties that will turn to dust along with us. But there is freedom in remembering the inevitable. When we accept our mortality, we strip away the noise and see what truly matters. We stop hesitating, we stop overthinking, we begin to live, not tomorrow, not later, but because now is all we truly own. The mind is a restless storm, always chasing what is missing, what could go wrong, what remains uncertain. It spins endless webs of thought, trapping us in a cycle of worry and dissatisfaction. But what if the key to silencing this storm was not in solving every problem, but in shifting our focus? Gratitude is not just a pleasant sentiment, it is a weapon against the chaos of overthinking. Epictetus once said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." Yet how often do we do the opposite? We obsess over what we lack, mourn opportunities lost, and allow our thoughts to spiral into what-ifs and why-nots. But gratitude reclaims our power. It drags us out of the prison of overanalysis and plants us firmly in the present. The warmth of the sun on our skin, the breath in our lungs, the simple fact that we are alive. When we acknowledge these, the noise in our mind begins to quiet.